What is up? Today we're talking about the most popular Tekken characters in history. Tekken 8 is now the latest installment, and it is a franchise that is somewhat known, but I feel that this is more mainstream. So the prerequisites of this video today is that I'm going to share my personal opinions on what the top 5 is in terms of popularity, and I mean mainstream popularity, like not a casual gamer, but just a casual. If they were to look at the stream or look at somebody playing the game and what's appealing to them and what they would possibly choose and all that stuff. Like there's a huge prerequisite of what it means for these characters, and I'll explain it as I'm giving my list also. Then at the end of that opinionated response from me, from my top 5, you can also feel free to also leave a comment, but we're gonna pull up the true metadata of who's actually selecting who. So I'm excited for this video today, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. Coming in at number 5, I'm gonna go with Law, just because he is a character that is obviously a Bruce Lee format character, and those people that are mainstream, not even just casual gamers or just new to the fighting game scenario, they will definitely choose this character. He's out there. He defines the component of martial arts. It is martial law, and so Law, he just has the appeal. He's fast, he's very aggressive, and just everything about him, all the way down from head to toe. Like what I said, he brings that Bruce Lee demeanor, and a lot of people love that when they pick up fighting games. That's usually what they like to revert to the most. In Tekken 8, when I first started playing this game, there was a numerous amount of Law people just picking up Law as fast as they could, because I just understand why they would. He looks dope, he has all this stuff, nunchucks, he has just everything. You want to learn martial arts? Hey, there's so many phenomenal Law players. They're aggressive, and again, it always goes back to that Bruce Lee notion, because I mean, it's Bruce Lee at the end of the day, bro. Like, so it just looks dope. I guarantee you that a lot of mainstream people, even back then, the older Tekkens, we always knew Law, the black sweatpants and everything like that. You just knew when you saw this character that people were gonna pick him up. They love his gameplay. He has the flips, all the noises and the cadences, just everything about him is really a strong aura for a mainstream individual. And every time I play against Law, a lot of people like to watch my streams when I'm playing against Law players. And so yeah, Law is definitely a number 5 popular in terms of having potential to possibly do some crossover in games, or just having an overall just putting butts in seats, and that is just the overall demeanor of what Law brings to the table. Number 4, we're going with Jin, the poster child, the hero of Tekken. He obviously, probably in my opinion, did the best overall character, just because he's a little bit more of your generic, not superhero, but I guess like your main character. His outlook is just, you know how it is with the main character. He's the main character. So Jin is dope, and he provides that all around stuff. So he has great pressure, great defense. His look is always clean. It's real sleek. The hair is cool. His delivery is awesome. He's just something where everybody would like to pick up. It's just like playing Goku in like Dragon Ball Z, and it's like playing Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat. Like, Jin just has that appeal of that main hero, and everybody's gonna love that also. And he gives off just dope energy. And when you see him, he's just a sleek individual, to where he's aesthetic for the game. He has potential to do other game crossovers also, and he's just very universal in the way he looks and how he delivers. He's the definition of Tekken, in my opinion. He's very much a tactician. Lots of defense, counters, punishes, mix-ups. He can get aggressive he wants. They can play the game however they want. When a Jin enters the building, they're allowed to just do whatever. So Jin comes in at number 4 easily as one of the most popular characters in Tekken history. Coming in at number 3, this right here is where it gets really cool, man. Coming in at number 3 is Yoshimitsu, of course. Yoshimitsu, I feel could go higher on the list, but I mean, the other 2 characters that I'm putting are just way too monumental for the game. Yoshimitsu comes in at number 3. You know what happens when you come across a Yoshimitsu player. You know you're gonna get trolling, dancing around, some obnoxious type of movesets and flowcharts. You don't know what the hell you're getting for the day. He's a legacy player. That crossover is Soul Calibur. I know just his crossover of Soul Calibur was so much more known and mainstream when you see a character like that. I also think Yoshimitsu can fit a lot more in terms of expansion of Tekken, the brand in totality. So you can put Yoshimitsu in a lot more games and a lot of different variances of things. Like, so just Yoshimitsu overall for business, for entertainment, and every time I'm playing against Yoshimitsu on stream, the eyes are glued. My viewers don't go anywhere. They're looking at every move, they're excited, they're laughing along with me. And so Yoshimitsu, hands down, one of the most fun characters in the game, and I think, in my opinion, he's actually carrying Tekken currently until I start mentioning these next two characters ahead of him. But definitely Yoshimitsu, hands down. You could even argue with him at number 1, but I would put him at number 3 just due to where I'm from, especially coming from a Mortal Kombat scene. Watching a Yoshimitsu player, we just know when we see him, we're like, oh yeah, we know exactly who that is. And so yeah, Yoshimitsu, easily, like, all the customizations on him are dope, and he's just cool as shit. The way he sounds, his cadences, his essence, and just what he brings is just so valuable to the Tekken audience, and even the fighting game community, or just anything in totality that he does looks fresh, even for somebody that doesn't understand these types of games. So Yoshimitsu, easily number 3, no hesitation. Coming in at number 2, we are going with King. Oh, King is by far so monumental, and is not going to number 1 because of this reason. But just King, when you see King, if you played the classics all the way back to Tekken Tag and just Tekken's originals, then you know exactly why King is monumental. But for somebody like me who came later in the franchise, we always played Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, but when we look to the left and we see Tekken, we always knew it was gonna be Law, Jin, Yoshimitsu, and now King coming in at number 2. Just the luchador appearance, the wrestling, the grappling, the insane strength, and now he has a lot of finesse. His armor is insane. He's great for like your alpha type player. He can throw hands. He's an all-around great character, and he's actually easier to use in this game. So King in Tekken 8 and in just Tekken in totality is easily, and I mean easily, the most popular character. And I don't even have to worry about doubting this, because what he is, I see so many people main him. I see him everywhere. He can help level you up so fast, and he's just great to fight against, in my opinion. When I'm fighting a King, when I'm on stream, it's either one of the two reasons. People are excited with the match, they want to see what King can do, or they just want to see me get my ass kicked and laugh by like some chain grabs and all that stuff, and just all the wrestling maneuvers he does have in his arsenal, in his flowcharts. So King, for sure, by far deserves a number 2 spot, and being one of the most popular Tekken characters in the history of Tekken, man, well deserved. Coming in at number 1, the most monumental, popular character that will take this game anywhere. You don't even have to know this game to know this character is easily Eddy Gordo. Eddy Gordo carries Tekken by far when it comes down to him. I came from the neighborhoods over there in the ghetto, and that's all we used to talk about was Eddy Gordo, the capoeira, the breakdancing essential, all the flashy moves. Tekken Tag 2 was insane with Eddy Gordo. I would see him in the arcades everywhere. Everybody picked this man. Everybody talked about this man. Eddy Gordo clears in terms of popularity, mainstream, and just being like, oh, have you played Tekken? No, but I know who that is, and it's Eddy Gordo. Eddy Gordo just easily, just the appeal he brings, it's so creative on how they made the capoeira master, just doing it the right way. I, for one, do capoeira, I do martial arts, and I also breakdance, and so seeing Eddy Gordo at a top is like, yeah, for sure, he deserves it all. Everybody loves it. Everybody at least tried his moves when they were younger, and they still probably try their moves till now. And so Eddy Gordo being one of the top characters in the history of Tekken is by far, easily, no argument. This man, like, at least 1 through 3 are all argument of who you want to put at 1, but these last 3 characters carry the name of Tekken when it comes to a mainstream format. Meaning, if I've never played a Tekken game, if I've never really played fighting games, and I see these characters, oh, I kind of know who that is. Oh yeah, I've seen that person before. Or if you're on live stream and you're watching somebody play these, you're gonna be really attracted to these characters. In my opinion, these top 5 right here, man. But Eddy Gordo clears easily a top usage character. Just what he is and what he brings to Tekken is just, there's no need to say say anymore. It's Eddy Gordo at the end of the day. The name is popular. We all know who the hell he is when we see him around. If you played any other fighting game and never played Tekken, you're always going to know who Eddy Gordo is, who King was, and who Yoshimitsu is. Top 3 easily. So going down the list of top 5, it's number 5 is Law, number 4 is Jin, number 3 is Yoshimitsu, number 2 is King, and number 1 is Eddy Gordo for the most popular Tekken characters of all time in the franchise. In my opinion, as someone who has never played Tekken until Tekken 8, I just always knew in hindsight what Tekken was, and I always knew those characters, so shout out to those characters. Now let's go ahead and go over the metadata of who's actually playing what character, man. Let's check it out. So now we have the ranked metadata up on screen, and we can see right here the most popular characters throughout all, in both like quick play, ranked, everything. This is just overall with people that are utilizing this with the metadata. And on the metadata, it does show, so I was kind of correct. I went with 5 Law, 4 I went with Jin, and then I went Yoshimitsu, King, and then of course Eddy Gordo. Now this metadata is as of March-ish through April, so it is not necessarily no Eddy Gordo yet. Once Eddy Gordo arrives, it's gonna literally be the top one for a fact. So right here you can see King is number 1, which he is on my list for sure. You see Reina at 2, but I'm doing more popular of all the franchise. Reina is brand new, so I think she will be popular, way more popular moving forward. She's dope and she has the appeal. You can see Jin at number 3, which I was right. I have him at my number 4 personal rank. Then you have Mr. Rang, the kick master himself, at number 4. Then you have Drag at 5. Kaz at 6, Victor, Asusena, Steve, and then you see Law finally a little bit lower than what I would have anticipated, but again, I'm looking at all time. And then you can see Jun and Yoshimitsu. Now again, this is across all the board, and so I want to look at actually the advanced ranks too. They do have an advanced rank metadata, so let's look at the advanced ranked. And now I'm pulling up the advanced rank. You can see Drag, King, Reina, Jin, and Yoshimitsu right here at the top of the line. Law is still creeping up there, so I still think Law is more monumental than Brian, Asusena, Victor, and Mr. Rang. Just because I feel more of the mainstream audience would select them more, but I think if you're already like familiar with the franchise, you're definitely gonna select the other characters. But yeah, it's pretty accurate kind of what we're saying in terms of who's the most popular characters in the history of Tekken, and it is pretty cool to see that. Again, my opinion was more based on just somebody who has never played Tekken, not even played fighting games, and they would walk in around somewhere and they'll look at the screen, they'll be like, oh, that looks cool, or oh, I enjoy this. Or if you have played fighting games, then you know exactly the characters, because these are the ones that are really monumental to the game itself, man. But the metadata kind of checks out. We're kind of there around the aspects, and again, I was doing more of like the whole franchise versus just Tekken 8. This is Tekken 8 metadata, man. But yeah, y'all gotta let me know what's up. Y'all gotta drop y'all's opinions. Y'all let me know. This was such a fun video to make, so it does really help if you comment your insights. Who you think is the most popular? I definitely would agree with anyone switching around the top 3. In my opinion, I think top 3 are always gonna be Yoshimitsu, King, and Eddy Gordo. So y'all gotta let me know what's up. I appreciate y'all. Peace.